Did you freeze when we went live? I was like, why'd he get so quiet? Oh man, that's great. Still frozen. Frozen solid. Just frozen spots. Just frozen solid. Oh man. Oh wow. I don't even, are you coming back? Is the guy outside working on the yard again? Well, we went live, everybody, and Kalen is probably getting some more turf work done outside of the condos, which is when he seems to lose his Wi-Fi every time, and that's his prediction on the issue. So I'm just gonna hang out, wait for him to come back, so we can kick this off. We're gonna be just really understanding how to master code, any language, and just really, really get comfortable with it, almost like learning a another language. Hey,
What's up?
you're back. Hi.
Dude, I need to get an Ethernet cable.
Yes, you do. And I need you to know before you go get an Ethernet cable, there's a special plug you got to buy for your Mac that's probably going to be $40 or $50 just to connect said Ethernet cable to your Mac directly.
Dude, it's going to be worth it.
It'll be worth it, dude. It'll be worth it. I just said, I wondered if they're out there pounding turf again because is your boy outside right now? Is your boy outside right now with the machine?
Dude, fortunately, no, they're not working on Sunday morning.
Oh, man.
They'll be tomorrow, though. They will be hired tomorrow. Oh, my God.
I love it, bro. I love it.
Dude, that is hilarious.
I wondered why you got so quiet. And I looked over and you were like, you're just frozen solid.
Oh my God.
Oh man. And literally at 15 seconds into the stream.
Right.
What a great way to kick off a Sunday. I love it.
I was like, hey everybody, it's and then
you just stopped.
Oh man. All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
We're just going to get into, honestly, I am just now getting obsessed with coding. I am getting obsessed. Like I was on this website. I'm going to just show you. So my cousin told me about this website last night called Mimo. And you can download it for your iPhone or your Android. And basically, dude, I was learning Python last night and it was like Duolingo. And I said, bro, I wish I would have known about this, but I'm so glad I know about this now. But like, right. I felt like I was on Duolingo. Like I was going up the charts. I'm in second place on like the leaderboard in my division right now. And dude, like like Python is making so much sense, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy. I was like learning all about the variables in Python. I was like, oh, this is easy because I understand variables. It was like, you got true, false, you have what? Integers, then you have strings. And I was like, it's pretty crazy if you think about like what's another one? Float is like the decimal.
Yep.
I didn't learn about that yet, but I was watching this computer science course on Harvard last night. I'm going to just show you another video or another thing. They have this CS50 Harvard. If you look at this, they have the CS50 Harvard Git. Let's see. Oh, right here. Okay. So the first lecture is this. So they have all these Harvard lectures, right?
Yeah.
All these different Harvard lectures. And the first one is Git. And this guy goes for like 53 minutes on Git and just like what Git and GitHub does, how you use it. Like, and like, it's legit, bro. It is legit. And
nice.
I'm not going to play the whole thing, but like, you can see how he's in here. He's talking about how to like send commits and pulls and stuff like that. And then the second one was this lecture on Python. And I'm learning about conditions right now. then sequences and loops, then functions, modules, object-oriented programming, functional programming, exceptions. And bro, like, think about it. You can learn how to use Python in an hour and 7 minutes.
And if you're really paying attention, that's an important 67 minutes right there.
And think about it. This is Harvard. This ain't just like, you know what I mean? This is the Harvard program putting their stuff out and saying, this is what you need to know about Python. So just imagine you come out of this course knowing what they're talking about and you start practicing Python. Bro, look at this. Python salaries. What did we look up yesterday? Average Python salary is $111,828.
Wow.
Average.
Wow.
Look at this. Top companies for Python developers. Look at these salaries: 192, 158, 150, 143. I don't think people realize how much even $143,000 is.
So, we call it coding, but really what this payout is here is the fact that you understand how to communicate to computers.
Every paycheck is $5,500.
Boom.
At 143K.
Yep.
Times 2. You could be making that before tax, obviously.
Right.
That's what I would say. What after tax is probably going to be minus about 2,500. So you're coming home, taking that home every month, maybe a little bit less, but literally for learning how to do Python. Yeah, you're learning how to talk to the computer. That's pretty much
nobody wants to do.
Nobody wants to learn.
No, nobody wants to do it because it's such a mystery on the surroundings of how it all happens and nobody's interested. They're just like, I'm going to leave that for somebody else to figure out.
Someone else. And look, you pick it up and you say, all right, I'll learn. And you can make your own website. You don't even have, you could be doing so many.
You don't have to get Wix. You don't have to do anything. You can build it yourself with this.
Build it yourself.
Yep.
All you have to learn is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then some SQL and Python. That would be about all you would need to learn.
That's it.
And I feel like once you learn one, the rest come really fast if you're staying consistent with it. So
yeah, once you get a grasp on one solid language, just like me learning that all those years ago, it's still transferable even to these new languages.
And you know what's funny? My cousin, he just learned C, right? And
yeah.
He was telling me it sounds like I'm talking to him when I talk to you, because he's like, Caleb, he's like, if you only realize just how hard C was and how, if you can actually figure that out, you can figure any other. He's like, I learned HTML, CSS, and I'm learning JavaScript now. He's like, it's only taken me a small matter of time now because I learned the fundamentals with C.
I have to share the story about how much pressure was on me as a dislocated worker when I went back to college. So if I got anything below a C+, I had to go stand in front of a panel board of members that dealt with my severance and my school package, and they would make the decision if I could continue on with my learning or not. So you want to talk about how critical it was for me to learn C++ at the time? I was sweating bullets, dude. My brain had never actually even thought about doing this stuff or understanding this language. And that was a very, very, just like your cousin said, learning C is some of the hardest stuff. Your first language is the hardest, especially if you don't have a coach and you're in a classroom of 53 people, you're just struggling, right? You're really struggling. So I completely get it. Once you learn the first one, it all kind of just trickles down to the other ones. Yep.
Exactly. You know what? My first one so far has been AMPscript.
Oh, I know.
Like my first language, I mean, I did some SQL. I've done some. So I would say maybe my first language. You know what's funny that actually, if I think about it, my first language was actually like either SQL or R.
Okay.
And R, I think R now, if I look back at it, it's not even that hard. It's just, I just have to like prime my mind to think about data sets like the way that it is, So I'm going to share this video. I'm going to, let's watch this one. Let's do this AMPscript. I just want to see if I can come back and look at a for loop and be like, oh, that makes sense now. So here we go. And then I'm going to pull up this, on the left over here, I'm going to go to the syntax guide. I'm going to try to find, I'm going to find for, let's see. Let's see if we can find for loops. Function reference. For. Format. See, loop. Where's the loop?
Where we are? Examples, images, content.
Oh, remember, I think Cameron Roberts said this. The for loop is nestled somewhere in.
Oh, let's see here.
I'm not going to spend too much time.
Control F it.
Let's see.
How many instances we got? Of course, it's going to see every for.
Right. This scenario includes information on for loops, using AMPscript to change the way an email looks, filtering message context, and creating content from blocks of code.
Gotcha.
This provides the content for the entire email message. Variable, we're setting these variables. Member ID, for F name, last name, all these variables. We're setting the variables to equal something, to be equal to a specific value. And then this must be this is the 401. This is the start of the code block. This is a text, what they're trying to say. This is the end of the code block. If not empty, if pre-F name, preferred name is not empty, then look up the name. If it is empty, look up the first name, F name, and then end the if statement. And then it'll say their name. Below are your account details. Below are your account, and then details name.
Yeah.
First name goes up and finds their first name.
Yep.
Last name finds their last name, and then does another if statement. If the preferred name is not empty, and give the preferred name.
Yep.
In the if statement, address. Oh, okay. It just has the text word address, and it shows their address, and it says address VLOOKUP finds their address. We have a zip code to look up on. If the zip is not empty, then let's find our zip code in the ship times data extension. Okay, so this is just a note that the developer's giving. Set if the code block starts. If the zip code is not empty, then set this variable called rows to go and find lookup rows, ship in the data extension called ship times, find the zip column where the value is the, I forgot exactly what lookup rows says on that last string, or that last ordinal. We find one row of data if row equals 1.
Is true. Yep.
Then,
I love these notes. These notes are fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, not only do you need to do this for yourself, but you need to do this for your team.
Yeah, this is good.
Yep.
This now exposes set if row count. Okay, so if zip is not empty, set rows to go find that rows. And if row count is 1, then set the row to that row variable, set city to go find the field, set state to go find the field inside of row, and then set the ship, and then set ship to go find the field, end if statement, and then city equals city, go find city, and then state, you go and look up state, you go look up zip, and then it says we found a record for the zip code. It says if not empty, if the ship is not empty,
right,
then the shipping time, go look up
greater if ship is greater than 1, then else, and if
ship is greater than 1.
Yeah. Give us the days.
Wait, hold on. Shipping time, go look up ship.
Yep.
And then start a code block. If the variable of ship is greater than 1, then
return days.
Well, are you returning days? Because days, I think it's going to be there no matter what.
Right. Then else.
Because that's just a %.
Okay, so if ship is greater than 1, then days, else day, and then end if.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's our split there at the end of how we decide what we're going to return. If at ship greater than 1, then days, else day. Okay, got it.
We either don't have a zip code or couldn't find one. Profile update. Else we couldn't find a shipping preference. Okay, yeah. And then we're doing a AMPscript, just a regular AMPscript of saying redirect this to concatenate this URL with the subscriber key. And then update your profile, and then that way they can
and that URL is their personal profile, basically, is what we're throwing in there for them to go update their account. Yep.
It takes them directly to the profile for their specific subscriber key. Update your profile. It says we couldn't find a shipping preference. Please update your profile with that.
Boom. Yep.
Member preferences, shopping preference. So this is just a text in the email that's saying member preferences just there.
Yeah.
And then it's saying shopping preference. It's going to show them, it's going to say member preference, and it's going to go in there. It's going to say shopping preference. It's going to say VLOOKUP, go find their member preference. And then it's going to say, wait, let's see. Okay. And then platinum member. And if they're a platinum member, if platinum member equals no, then redirect them to this website, the member preference center, and then sign up. Hey! Oh, we don't take a break.
Don't ever break. Don't ever break. Nope.
Hey, look, this is what we came up with. 45 minutes a day. If that's all we hit, for me, it's more about consistency. I don't know about you, Triple T, but for me, like I've done the thing in the past where I've worked for like 5 hours a day and I've burnt myself out and I'm like, I can't keep going.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, we gotta show up. We gotta show up and show out.
Absolutely. We made a commitment for 2023, 100 in a row.
And then Ada Ora, please, if you don't mind, I don't want to butcher your name because my name has been butchered my entire life. Every time I go somewhere, I understand what it's like. So please, could you send in the chat the pronunciation on how to say your name?
Oh, she got a kick out of me saying it last time because we talked on LinkedIn. Yeah.
I saw that.
Hey, Timmy, what's going on?
What's going on, man? But yeah, like I think honestly, dude, it's crazy how once I've gone to the more I just stay in this language, like I'm just gonna stay in this coding stuff, bro, because this stuff is really not as intimidating as I thought it was.
It's not really bad.
It's not.
Nope.
Adura. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Adura.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Adura.
We're gonna have to keep that one in mind.
Yes. So yeah, man, like I'm just realizing that the this coding stuff, even the Python that I thought was so hard.
Yeah.
Even like this AMPscript that I thought was going to be so tough. It's like, are you starting to see the pattern now? You're starting to see everything's like the exact same over and over. Because I'm going to get this book. 1 second. There's this book called I don't know, where is it? You know what? It's going to be better if I just show you.
Show me.
There's this book online right here. I have this book. You can't see it on I'm trying to show you right here.
Right. It's
This book, it tells you how everything in life is the Pareto principle. Everything in life, bro. Look, because if you think about it, there's nothing in the world that doesn't have an unequal distribution, whether it's wealth, whether it's like health, whether it's the things you do on a daily basis, whether it's what you've done to be successful, whether it is the way you spend your time, who you spend your time with, like the items that you use, the clothes that you wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. Probably some people even more. You probably wear 10% of your clothes 95% of the time. The rest of your stuff sitting just on the side of your closet. Think about just right now for anybody listening, including you, Triple T.
Yep.
Think about the clothes in your closet. You have clothes in your closet, a good chunk of clothes in your closet that you haven't worn in a while.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, just as a part of life, I have outgrown said so clothes because I've put on about 20 pounds. So yes, I have a section of my rack of clothes that are shirts I know don't fit right and that are now belly shirts on me. So
yeah.
Where you put it on and you're like, you put it on and you button it up and it just pulls right up your belly because your shoulders are broad.
Exactly.
Yep. But yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah, and Timmy said, truly learning them positions one to earn extra 5 digits on top of the income, I guess. And look, the main thing is like what you're saying, Timmy, I'm thinking what you're saying here is like, you learn a few more principles. You learn just a few more, or just the basic top 1 or 2 more things you need to learn. And you could literally get to the point where you're making an additional $50,000 a year.
Yep.
Because you just upgraded your skill set to learn Python or AMPscript really well or SQL really well. Like, so
absolutely.
Thinking about that, the reason why I even talked about all that is because like, I'm starting to see these patterns. We're in AMPscript lesson 401, and we're seeing the same stuff we've been seeing over and over again. Row count, rows, if statements, for loops, right? Like,
right.
We're just doing like VLOOKUPs, right? Like we're seeing the same stuff over and over again. The concatenate function, we at first we were doing the output line and output, but now we're doing redirect to. So it's like, once we keep going through this, I feel like this is like just me being like entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
But like we could like literally make guides, courses, videos, and everything about the main things people need to learn for any language.
Yeah.
SQL, APIs, AMPscript, server-side JavaScript,
right?
Python. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm going to start figuring out how I can use Python to connect to Marketing Cloud and do everything with Python in Marketing Cloud.
For sure.
Because Python apparently has all these libraries, and it's like one of the most popularly used tools in the world. So
being new to coding, what do you think is your safe zone? Like, if you were to talk to somebody that's never coded before and we're going to bring them in, what do you feel is the language that is the easiest safe zone for somebody to start to understand the breakdown?
I'll say it depends. There's 2 categories of languages.
Okay.
Category number 1 is web development, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
Right.
Category number 2 is back-end development or the data side of things, which is in my brain, I look at it, they say front end, but I look at it as
front end and back end. Yeah.
I look at like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as design stuff, like creative. You put the colors and all that stuff together. Yep. I look at SQL, Python, R, things like that. I look at them as the AMPscript. I look at them as how are you manipulating data and transforming data, ETL processes, extract, transform, load. How are you manipulating? So first things first, I would say is depend on which route you want to go down first, which one makes most sense to you. For me, I think data probably makes more sense. But I'll be honest, like if I can figure out data, I'm sure I can figure out JavaScript and HTML and CSS, you know?
Right. So, well, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I would say first things first for everybody, for any and everybody, go learn SQL first. That's what I would say. Or go learn something like SQL or AMPscript first. That's what I would personally say because and I told Josh this yesterday. I texted that Mimo app to Josh and he was like, is there any specific reason that you're doing Python first and then SQL? And I told him, I was like, look, Python is like the most popular language that I'm seeing in the ecosystem of just tech in general, like a language that you really want to know. But then I'm going to go back to SQL. I'm going to strengthen my skill set because I already have like somewhat of a SQL background. Yeah. And I understand the syntax. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to master the syntax for SQL. Then I'm going to come back and figure how I can link the two with Python and SQL together to figure out just how to build databases. Because once I figure out how to build databases, bro, it's a wrap. I'm just going to be popping out websites that I have.
I love it.
Bro, I have so many ideas for websites. Like people hit me up all the time for like marketing cloud jobs. I'm just going to make a website like LinkedIn, but for marketing cloud. Just for people to go and search for marketing cloud jobs and for employers to go and put their put the jobs that they're searching for on the website. Right. And make it fun. I'm just going to make it fun. You know, I'm going to make it a lot of fun, like even more fun than LinkedIn. But do I need a team for that? Probably. But I want to learn how to do the basics myself, you know? Yep. So for sure. That's like my project that I'm working on is that. But
So dependent on their field, you know, as a front end or back end developer would depict, you know, where we can guide somebody to start with what they might feel comfortable with.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. Like the first step, because it's like a checklist, right? It's like because I started thinking in terms of systems this past week, and I was thinking everything is just a system. Like even if someone comes and asks you like, which route should I take in my career? It's just a series of questions that as a consultant, as an expert, you should be going down because you should let the system do the work. Yeah. See what helped, like what was the process that helped somebody else get the job? Right. And then literally just repeat that process and then like make changes and variables to that for somebody else if they're a different type of person. And then for every type of person and personality, you have your own specific system that you follow. So let's say Timmy comes and says, "Hey, Kaylin, which route should I take in my career for Marketing Cloud as a Marketing Cloud developer?" First thing I would say is, do you want to do front end or do you want to do back end development? Yep. And then he would say, let's just say he says back end. And then I say, okay, cool. So the languages for back end are these list of languages. Which of these do you, and then maybe we have like a quick summary of like, here's what each language does. Here's the benefit of each one. Here's the job salary you can get for each language. Right. Pick one based on your specific goals. And maybe the first thing you do is you say, write down your goals. Life goals. We're talking about life goals, not just marketing cloud goals, because your marketing cloud goals should fit into your life goal. And absolutely. And like we just break down that list. And I started thinking in terms of systems like that, because when you start thinking about it like that, actually the decision-making processes become really, really easy. I was listening to a guy talk about he was talking about how he makes decisions on how to spend his money. Yep. And so he was telling, he was like, He was talking about he went to this place called the London here in Beverly Hills. And he was, and look, so here's the London.
Okay.
You can see it's pretty nice out in Beverly Hills.
Yeah,
right?
pretty top notch. Yep.
Yeah, top of the line right here in LA.
Yep.
And he said it was like, I think he said it was like $600 or $800 a night or something like that. And he was telling about how he makes a decision on whether or not he. I was reading his book. It's called How to Be a Capitalist Without Any Capital. And he was like 28 at the time of writing this book. And he was like, here's how I make a decision on whether or not I'm going to stay here. He said, if it's like $600 a night, he goes, if I could pay for this every single night for a month straight for 30 days, after all my bills are paid and I still have money left over, then I'll pay for that.
Yep.
So he's like, my decision-making process, that's just my decision-making process. He's basically says like, it makes it really easy for him to decide whether or not he's going to spend money on a certain thing. And I was like, oh, that makes it really easy. Like, you don't have to really sit there and like think for too long about, do I want to do this? It's like, all right, the logic says I can pay for it every single night of the month. I'm going to pay for it,
Yep.
Or I can't afford that every single night of the month. Maybe right now I can, but it's not within my budget, so I'm not going to pay for it.
Right.
So the decision making, I'm getting more into like the systems thinking plus the 80-20 principle of the most important things you need to know.
Yeah.
Plus systems that you need to be following, and in order to make better decisions faster.
Absolutely.
So that would be my process, which would be back end or front end. Now, I'm going to ask the same question to you. What would you say to somebody who is coming to you and says, which language should I learn?
I mean, funny enough, when I learned C++, I learned the language, but there was never anything covered at Ohio University for application. Like, what am I doing with all of this, right? We had projects, we had, little tasks, things to turn in that were assignments, but no like real applicable areas for us to use this coding. Right. I think one of the coolest projects I did was programming windshield wipers on a car with machine code, which is you basically take a section of C++ and multiply that by 9 to get the same amount out of machine coding as you do out of C++. So for me, it was terrifying. All of this was terrifying. I'm like, I've never done this before. I've never seen this before. I come from an age where I don't even think I had a computer until I was almost a teenager. And we're talking basic computer, right? Basic computer. So I really think after going through this with you, you're right. First, we needed to define where do you work and what are you doing? Are you on the front end of the design team? Are you on the back end of the data team? Right. And then depending on your field, let's say you are in Marketing Cloud. I honestly think SQL is a great place to start. It is very basic, and the way that they break down the process in Trailhead to learn SQL is very understandable. Where it's like, this does this, this does this. This is the 3-step process to return what you need. And then from SQL, I think we could step into AMPscript as a Marketing Cloud professional. And then from AMPscript, you now have 2 languages under your belt, even as a novice. You start to see other languages. You start to see CSS, HTML, and it all starts to kind of fall together for you. Yep.
And like,
all of my learning has been in relation, right? I always relate one thing to the next. So
I would say have a project you're trying to build.
Yep.
Like, honestly, the best way to learn a language is to literally say, here's something I want to actually build out. If you want to build a website, learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Yep.
If you want to build a database for a website or a repository that you can store all of your data in, learn about FTPs, learn about how all of that stuff works with databases. And
absolutely.
Because this is stuff really you could learn in a month. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, you can learn how SQL works in a month or less. You can learn how AMPscript, like
45 minutes a day. 45 minutes a day, 7 days a week.
Bro, what I know about Python now, after literally just going through this Mimo, look at this. So we have I came to Mimo and I went over to, you have the option to do web development. Now I'm on desktop, right? On mobile, you can get this on your iPhone, but SQL is already on the iPhone, right? But I was in the Python course yesterday, and I did the Python basics. So yesterday I learned how to create variables, variable names, values, the console, using variables, updating variables, expressions, numbers, true and false statements, negating values, the equality operator, the inequality, the equal sign, the exclamation mark equal sign, and then practice, supercharge your knowledge. So let's just look. I'm just going to show you what the practice and stuff looks like. So
I love that Mimo not only offers mobile, but also full desktop version. Because what you sent me last night was the mobile, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I love how they offer both.
And like the crazy thing is, dude, we're sitting here looking at this.
Yeah.
Look, Python basics. I'm just on Python basics. Next up, there's types and comparisons, conditional statements, loops, organizing your data. If you open the syllabus, if you look at Python basics, I'm already finished with that.
Yep.
Types and comparisons, we're going to be comparing numbers, strings, discovering different types of, I don't know what types are, but conditional statements, incorporating the else if, using decisions, loops,
controlling. Okay, while loops you're gonna love, because we're changing the verbiage, right? While doing this, we can also do this, right? Mm-hmm. So I love how these very basic words actually mean so much in coding, right? I love it. It's amazing.
Grouping data into lists, changing the data, updating lists, looping over lists, deciding with lists, finding extreme data, sorting it, summing it up, joining it, counting elements,
splitting strings, updating strings. I don't even know what casting is. Lots of functions. Yep.
Functions with loops, creating tuples.
I don't even know what a tuple is. Not even gonna lie.
Look at this.
It sounds like currency from Legend of Zelda. Tuples.
This sounds like something crazy out of this world.
So I want to ask your opinion on something.
Yeah.
As technology continues to evolve, should we change the definition of mobile? I feel like people think of mobile and they instantly just think of their phone. But nowadays, mobile are iPad minis, iPad Pros, Google devices. I mean, all kinds of different sizes of screens. Right. I feel like just calling it mobile anymore isn't doing the actual justice of rendering digital on all of those devices.
Right. I agree.
So I in my mind, being a little bit more old school, I think to myself, coding on my phone? Like, you must be kidding me. And I have a large phone. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I have a very large phone. But the problem is like, all of a sudden I think to myself the capabilities of that. Like, if I had my iPad with me, oh, that's a mobile device. I just break that bad boy out and I'm coding for my iPad now. So, I feel like the definition of mobile, it needs to almost be changed, because our laptops are mobile now. I mean, everything we use at this point is mobile. It's crazy.
You can get an iPad or a laptop with Wi-Fi built, like with service built into it.
With 5G built into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So mobile is literally, I mean, I think it's going to take a while for people to, I think there's going to be a new term for it, if anything.
Yep.
Unless
it needs to be retermed for sure.
Yeah. There's going to be like a term for the fact that you are a mobile
device.
Nomad.
Yes. Yes.
Yep. But dude, we live in the best time to be alive. I'll tell you that.
We really do. Technology is still, I always thought it was going to slow down, but the leaps and bounds are still right in front of us. Bro, it's huge. It's huge.
If you're not jumping on the coding train, man, like
It's
I
crazy.
honestly, I mean, I hate to say it, but like either you're going to have to be a business owner
Yep.
one day, or you're going to have to be a programmer / developer of some sort, or you're going to have to be a very, very, very creative individual who produces content for people.
Yep.
Now, of course, there's going to be different things. You can be still like a service, do services and stuff like that. But like,
Right.
and obviously we know manual labor is never going to go away.
It's never going away, man. People are going to be in warehouses packing and stacking and sending stuff out and boxing stuff up, right?
And mowing lawns. I mean, that,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like doing landscaping, building
Right.
houses, building buildings, right? Like stuff like that. But like what I'm thinking of is like if you want that digital nomad lifestyle, make a lot of money, work your own hours, just get the job done.
Right.
You know, it's going to be coding. Like I mean, I have never seen anything as flexible and free and still makes as much money as it does as people who code.
Oh, absolutely. Because what are you really bringing? You are bringing the fact that you are an adjustable wrench, right? You can fit and flex and match any objective you need to take care of to make things work. To make things work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
As a coder, you're like, oh, people aren't happy with that UI. Let me change it. You know, people don't like the way that button looks. I got you. You know, whatever it might be. Oh, we're going to a new color pattern for all of our websites. I got you. Let's do it. You know, whatever it might be. Yep.
Automation, man.
Automation, man. Automation. And what did Josh always say? Conjunction junction. What's our function? Oh yeah.
Exactly. Can you see the screen really well? Like the text?
I would zoom in a little bit. There, perfect.
So I just want to give a quick little demo of like what.
Absolutely. Let me see it.
Mimo here. So what does this code display? So we know the variable movie is the string, the value string value Mulan. So if I say print movie, what's this going to print? What's it going to give us here?
You want me to answer?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go with 3.
Number 3?
Yep.
It's going to print Mulan? Okay. You want me to tell you? So here's what it's going to actually print.
Okay.
So the variable movie is now the string value called Mulan. So it would come back as Mulan, right?
Yep.
But it's saying to print movie inside of a string value.
Okay.
So this actually isn't the variable here, movie, because
you're just telling it to print that.
Because you're just telling it to print the word movie.
So it's going to be 1.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Console output is movie.
That's good. That's good. I'm digging it.
So you see how it like makes you think a little bit more? Like
Right.
And it teaches you all this stuff. Like I'm in a different part of it right now where I'm like at a higher advanced level right now. But like they taught all the basics and stuff at the beginning.
Right.
So what value does this variable store?
So next _ appointment equals interview.
So it stores the interview. It stores the word.
Just the interview, not with the quotes though, because we're telling what's inside of the quotes to return.
Yep. Oh, wait.
Are we wrong?
So I guess it's holding.
It is holding the quotes. Daggone it.
I know, it makes you really think.
Yeah, it does. Ay. Hey, Naga, we're just going through Mimo, going through some coding.
Oh, is this supposed to be copy to clipboard and then paste? Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, run.
Yeah, so they talked about snake case, what snake case is, how it's that. I didn't even know what that thing was called. It's called snake case.
Snake case. I mean, I've called it _ my entire life, but snake case. We're literally just binding those words. That's what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so it's like so they're trying to teach you kind of also how to create variable names, how variable names either have to be one word, or they have to have a snake case if it's going to be 2 words, and also you want to make sure that it's a descriptive name for the variable you're setting.
Yep.
So display step 1 and then step 2. So what is step 1 gonna? And the cool thing about Python is that when you press print, you can say print. You're going to say print step 1. So it's going to be print step underscore or snake case 1. And then print step 2. And it's going to, and also the cool thing is this is a variable. Step 1 is a variable.
Yeah.
And step 2 is a variable.
Right.
It's pretty interesting what you can do, but you see how you can like put the ingredients to something. Step 1, print and flour, sift flour, mix and sugar. You know what I mean? Like you can start to see some of the stuff you could build out with Python. And
for sure.
And how, so I was going through that yesterday and I was like, dude, this is actually really cool because like I found myself spending 45 minutes on that instead of 45 minutes on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was like, this is how I want to spend my time.
Way more valuable.
Like I think to myself, 45 minutes a day on this times 30 days, bro, I'm going to be finished with the whole Mimo. I'm going to be finished with this whole Mimo.
While you spend 45 minutes on that today, I'm going to be spending 45 minutes on contacting somebody to come and plow my driveway for $45 so I can get the propane truck in tomorrow to fill up the heat in the house, or I'm not going to have any heat. So let me tell you how much I would love to have more automated processes when it comes to just doing this physical labor.
Bro, let's do that. Let's systemize. What is the process for in the winter when snow comes? Because you could hire somebody out to come and plow that snow.
Kaylin, I kid you not. That's what I'm doing. $45 just to get him to come out, get my driveway prepped for a 25-foot propane truck to come in and fill up my tanks tomorrow. Yeah. So $45 to spend $400.
I think you low key love it though, bro.
I do love it. Because you know what? It really makes me realize how many things we take for advantage. Yeah. Natural gas, city water. I don't have the trash pickup, bro. But if the weather's bad, you ain't getting your trash picked up. Right. And then here, I've got bears and moose and, it's really wild. It really makes you think of how good you had it when you lived in a city comparative to when you live in the country. Everything is a struggle and a process to get done. Everything. Getting groceries, getting the driveway. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yes, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
You're the man for the job.
That's it, baby. That's it. So I'm gonna hit up my buddy out there with a snow truck, and he's gonna come take care of me today, and we're gonna get it straightened up.
There you go.
So I'm 6'4". The snow outside of my door is up to my hip. My Subaru has disappeared. It's just a snowdrift now. There's no car there anymore.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So please, Kaylin, if there's anything you can do today before we end this stream, make a promise to me that you're going to send me a nice, beautiful video of the sun and the warm weather, you in a t-shirt. So I remind myself this is coming. It's just a little bit away, and I'm going to be able to do the same thing.
Hey,
I love it.
After this, I am going on to TikTok, and I'm going to make a TikTok video shouting you out.
Give it to me.
Weather out, and then I'm going to send you the link to the TikTok video.
Love it. Love it. Well, this is a great Sunday stream, man. Really chill, relaxed. Thank you, Naga, Timmy, Adura, for joining. We appreciate all of you. And I'm going to let you sign off.
One thing I'm going to add to this is make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on those post notifications because we go live every single day. It's usually around 8 a.m.
7 days a week.
7 days a week. We're
7 days a
going
week.
live. Adura, you brought it up. We're live every single day.
Yep.
And we're just studying for this marketing called Developer Cert. But ultimately, as what it's turned out is we're really becoming developers in general. We're becoming developers overall.
Yep.
So I love it. I love the journey. I love the process.
I love it too.
Different way of thinking. And I'm excited.
And I love this community.
Yeah, I
absolutely love this community. Everybody is so awesome.
It is, and like we get to also be a part of two communities now: the admin side of the community and the developer side.
Developer side.
Scared of the developer side of the community,
right?
But now it's like, hey, we're here now, baby. We might not have as many years of experience, but I'm coming to rock and roll. I don't care.
We're taking the scary out of the developer side. Like, yo, those guys are just doing amazing work over there. Don't be scared to chat with them, talk to them, pick their brain on how we can make things work, because they love that stuff.
Yep,
they love that stuff.
A hungry mind. That's it. That's all it really takes. And like, if you're the type of person who's hungry, Timmy, Naga, Adura, like. You're a hungry person. You're here on a Sunday. Like that's
showing up
to succeed at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I don't care what background you have, where you come from. If you have the desire to stay consistent and succeed, nothing can stop you. I don't care what it is. So, all right, man, that's all I got. Right. I went on my spill there.
That's fine. Hey, we're over and it doesn't matter.
I love it. I love it. All right, man. Well, great session.
Yep.
Kalen Moss, Theory and Thacker, Minute Admin, out.
Yes, sir. Take it easy, buddy.
See ya.